Oh, can you hear in the atmosphere? Oh, yes, it's the sound, the moment. Soak it in. Deep inhale, long exhale. This is Papa Wolf Olakun Fumiola checking in with y'all once again. Hope all of us are having a beautiful 2021 so far. Hope that we are all transitioning swiftly and abundantly through this Mercury retrograde. I hope that we all have set our intentions for the month of October and are ready to endeavor in this new wave of energy that we are on the cusp of. To all my unfollows in Woodpeck, there has been a lot of activity that's been going on within Delta Violet Trail Enterprise. Definitely exciting times. Definitely building, growing, expanding. Be on the lookout for further additions to Delta Violet Trail Enterprise. For we are diving deep into reliving and reliving systematic. Oh, see that lightning strike? Systematic, present day, and systematic, present day, systematic, generational. I'm sorry. Took me a moment. I had a brain fart. Generational, systematic, and present day traumas through transformational work. I'm your main host, Papa Wolf Olakun Fumiola. Thank y'all for allowing me to be here, for the constant support, for the naysayers, for the haters, for the ongoing love and polarity or duality of that hate, because y'all hate is also my motivation. Keep going, keep pushing. So let us all grow together as we endeavor to go to the cards for divination purposes. This reading will pertain to self-love. This is a big topic. This is something that I have been reflecting on, and something that I see the need for the collective as well. Because as a multidimensional voyager and eco mental health healer, and the list goes on, it's about helping the collective to reach their highest potential. But at the same time, I am actively doing the self-work as well to improve for a better tomorrow for myself, my family, and others. But no longer for the introduction. Let us get into these cards to see what comes up. So once again, during this time, reflect on the bits and pieces of ourselves that we deem as destructive, the bits and pieces of ourselves that we find that are ugly, their mirror image that we see every single day, and the parts of ourselves that we deem to be unlovable. What needs attention during these times to cultivate more self-love? These are some of the vital questions that we all have to ask ourselves, but through constant work, all things are possible, I say. And for those that don't know, dropping stuff, quick little shout out. So we're still doing feature work, feature pieces. big giddy energy going on. These are some of my coconut pieces that I've curated. So if you are inquiring on a commission piece or wanting additional information on some of the things that are going on, please do not hesitate to contact me via Instagram, DVT_ENT. Any further questions, you can also shoot me an email to dvtent@gmail.com. And then for anything else, there will be updates along the way. So let us get into this. Oh, I like this beginning. I already like this. Okay. Looks like the board is open. The board is open, ladies and gentlemen. It is money time, I know. Say your blessings. Say your prayers. Ooh. Surprise. Okay. And for those that may be wondering or questioning, this is the Crowley deck that I'm using, the Crowley Tarot deck. But like I said, we will be discussing, all right, because this is interactive. I feed into the energy that y'all give me, and during these hours, the intuitive spirits are heightened, so be able to decipher through what we see. All right. So the first card we receive is the universe. Now, this is a major Arcanian card, so level of importance is heightened with this card due to the fact of the court, the high court that it sits in, with other particular cards as well. The universe. So this card is upside down, indicating that we are looking at the opposite duality of what the universe may bring. Now, when we reflect briefly on what the universe represents, they're a very broad perspective of what this could mean, because the universe is what we create within our mind. Universe can be heaven or it can be hell, and due to the fact we all are on our own course of destiny, we have our own, I'll say, micro universe amongst this grand universe that we're in. But being in the constant flow of life in general puts us into better alignment with what the universe has for us. So what we're seeing is some kind of some type of restraint, some type of blockage that is taking place, blockage of our blessing. We have to get out the way of ourselves sometimes because our limitations, whether it be our words or our thoughts, will reinforce what the universe can do for us. Say that once again. Whether it be our words or our thoughts, we can reinforce what the universe can do for us. So if we have a mindset of lack, a mindset of I can't, this will only generate that lack and those limitations. And this is important to mention because this is the start of the read. So for whatever that is internally going on, will also be a reflection of what's external as well. So we have to go within ourselves. To do the work, to do the reconstruction, because that will be a reflection of what goes on around us. So this card in itself is so important, and I'm glad it came up at the beginning because it gives us a storyline for how the remaining of this reading will go. But nonetheless, to say we have to do the inner work, and that can be the start. Because if there's self-hate of ourselves, it will only manifest around us with more self-hatred. We have to accumulate self-love in order to not only radiate that, but to receive that back tenfold in what's going on around us. So the next card is Two of Cups. Two of Cups being the unionship. So this is a grand time to look for those relationships. Now, we are in a Mercury retrograde, so you have to also have a level of discernment, because what the cycle is that exes are showing back up at the front door, or partners are coming across our way that have reoccurring characteristics of exes or examples, things that we were trying to get out of. They're showing back up in new potential partners. And so that is determined, and only can be determined by the individual, on whether or not they're willing to go back through that cycle which they were trying to get out of. But this is a grand time to find that unionship, grand time to love is definitely on the horizon for some of the unfollowers in Wolfpack. It just takes level of discernment to ensure that these potential prospects are not showing those previous examples or previous behaviors that made us want to get out of that previous relationship. But definitely for those, if they are in a talking stage, maybe time to deepen that relationship, disclosing more information to your partner, up in the ante, sparking or resparking, rekindling. I mean, not rekindling, because a kindled flame is not, it's consistent, but it's a low burn. So maybe intensifying that fire a little bit. So our next card that we have is Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. So we're talking about a fiery, passionate card right here. Fiery, passionate card. So this card speaks of And what I'm hearing from this card is direction. Direction, and as well, assertiveness. Being assertive and being direct with our partner on exactly what we're trying to accomplish. But going within ourselves, reflecting back to that self-love, being direct and being honest with ourselves on what we're trying to accomplish during this time. What we see to be what is needed for this time for us to get past this certain stage that we may be in, whether it be good or bad. But we don't want to be stagnant. Never stagnant with our mission, our purpose, our destiny. But by defining those lines, creating those parameters, it will be helpful to direct our energy towards what's most important. I'll speak for myself. One of the challenging things is direction. And so this is something external, as in career and entrepreneurship, and in my adulthood, damn it, direction. But if I go within myself, I create that direction, being direct on what are my yeses and what are my nos, creating those defined lines, allowing universe to work, but at the same time creating structure, logical structure, for universe to be more for universe to be more responsive to our calls, to our needs, because we have set up the parameters, we have set up that sharpness of mind for universe to work. Because the universe only responds to what it knows or what's going on. So if you're a wrecking ball, you will have wrecking ball type results, wrecking ball manifestations. But if you are able to have some defined objectives for self, then you will see a shift in what comes across. May not be smooth, may not be the smoothest things that come across, but they may be tests, and you're aware of those tests that do come across. You're able to overcome them easier. I like it. The next card that we have is the Princess of Disc. Now, the one word I'm getting from the Princess of Disc for this is balance. In the concrete jungle in which we stay in, we create a lot of imbalance because of all the apparent, sometimes unnecessary hustles and bustles of our lives. We don't give time to ourselves to heal because our output is not balanced with our input. We're not putting in that same energy for ourselves than what our output is showing, whether it be our families, whether it be our friends, our work, our relationships, things of those natures. We get putting a lot of output, but where's the input? Where's that balance that we need to be able to put that energy forth to help others, to do for others? So this card speaks of that balance. The Princess of Disc speaks of that balance and finding those roots, that foundation in order. Because think about it, if you have a teeter-totter on a hill, on a slope, one side will have imbalance. So similar enough with our lives, if we are on an uphill battle and we don't create that balance amongst ourselves, one side is going to definitely outweigh the other. One may be full and the other may be completely empty. And we do not want ourselves to be empty on one side and full completely. Because the output, if you don't have any input that you're putting into yourself, the quality of output will not hit the same. The love, it'll be there, but the quality of it will not. The next card that we have is Queen of Swords. They sit across from each other. So now we're getting into the mental aspect of what we just spoke of with the balance. The mental aspect of it. The Princess of Disc was more so the grounding aspect of it, finding that foundation. So we're talking about the roots. So this is more action. But now we're getting into those higher chakras. Into the Queen of Swords, the mental aspect of this, that air element. So with the Queen of Swords, this card speaks of divine rest. Self-love is getting rest. Self-love is promoting healthy sleep. Delta violet trail, delta waves in themselves are the deepest and longest brain wavelengths. This is what you consider your REM sleep. This is what you consider your healing type sleep. A lot of people don't have healthy sleep. A lot of people don't have healthy sleep. May get the adequate 8 hours, but are you actually resting? So this card tells me that for a lot of us, we have to step away from our phones before bed. We have to, like we have morning rituals, we need nightly rituals before we go to sleep. Whether that be meditation, whether that be different frequency type of musics, whether that be pruning of plants, whether that be making us a warm cup of tea. There has to be some type of nightly rituals prior to sleep to promote better sleep for us to go forefront into the world and do whatever we have to do. We're getting into a society that is all work, no play. Work, don't stop. Hustle hard. Yes, I understand that, but we all need our rest in order to be able to function correctly. Ten of Cups. And this card, once again, is upside down. So, Ten of Cups in this aspect is half completion, or half ass in it. Our self health, self love is our self wealth. Our self love is our self wealth. Our price that we put on ourselves is reflected in our self love. If we're not willing to go to the extent to ensure we take care of this temple to the best of our abilities, then we don't have the self-love for ourselves. And once again, Unfathers will pick. I speak to myself when I read these cards. Do not read these cards as just a tool for the collective. This is for myself as well. So however we take care of our own vessels is a reflection of the wealth, how wealthy we'll truly be. Because wealth is longevity. Wealth is residual. Wealth is in heart space. You know how some people just have abundant energy, light energy, and wherever they go, they lighten up the room. It's because it took work to get to that space. It wasn't overnight. It was a lot of work in order to get to that space of just ongoing light radiation. But we have to accumulate and see the importance of taking care of this vessel in which we have. We have to complete what we have started. So wherever path you may be in, don't give up. Continue the good fight. Because with our energies being put towards, and our energies and our intentions being there to create this self-wealth inside ourselves, universe will work in our favor. That direction that we spoke of earlier with the 9 of Cups is there. I mean, the 9 of Wands is there. Being direct with our intentions is there. The next card that we have is 2 of this. 2 of this. So the 2 of this speak of duality. And so this card speaks of us doing shadow work, doing more shadow work. The shadow work can be mirror magic. Shadow work can be journaling. Shadow work can be a form of astral projecting. Shadow work can be what's the thing I'm looking for? Of purification. Shadow work can be so many different things. And what works for me may not work for you. And what works for you may not work for me. So for those that don't know what shadow work may be, I have videos posted on my Instagram that go into shadow work just a little bit. For those that are, I encourage those people to go into that shadow work because this is the time now. It's the time to do it. Next card is 10 of Wands. So we had 9 of Wands and 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands. Hmm, okay. Not being fixated on the material incentives of life, because all of those things are here today and gone tomorrow. Not being fixated on the material incentives. Um, and this one's crazy because being an entrepreneur, going to different marketplaces, we always have opportunities to help out other entrepreneurs, because that's how it should work. We should be feeding also into other entrepreneurs. It shouldn't just be going to marketplace, we all make our money. If I see quality, if I see potential in another vendor, I will also put my money where my mouth is and support. But some people are fixated just on the money aspect of it. How many dollars can I get out of this? And like the scripture says, it's better to give than receive. By giving, you receive that back tenfold, because your heart is in a space of wanting to show gratitude to someone else. It's not about me, it's about the collective, the synergy. If we're at a marketplace, it's about the synergy of currency. And it's not monetary currency, energy currency. Step back, ring the bell. Ring the bell real quick. So I think we just had an aha moment. I think we all just had an aha moment together. Like I say, be supportive of those around you. Be a helping hand to where you can be. But like I say, going back to that princess of this, we have to create that balance, input, output. But at the same time, be supportive of what other people got going on. Don't have a closed hand to what your friends may doing. Be supportive. Share whatever products that they may have. For those people that are on a particular path of improvement of themselves, if they're trying to get in shape, if they're trying to obtain a new job, be supportive of those things that they are doing at this time, because it's only going to come back tenfold. It's only going to come back tenfold. The last card is Prince of Swords. So we got Queen of Swords, and now we got Prince of Swords. But Prince of Swords is upside down. Let me listen real quick. Some of us need to slow down. I'm seeing a turtle as a representation for this card. And we're all familiar with the fable, not the fable, the story of the tortoise and the hare, and that the tortoise, being slow and calculated, outsmarted or outwitted the hare. I've heard a variation of the story, and I would like to share it with you if you don't mind. There was multiple turtles. It wasn't just one turtle. Prior to the race, knowing that the hare was quicker than the tortoise itself, it talked to its other tortoise friends and said, hey, how about I start the race off and then one of y'all come behind and finish the race for me. We all win. But you start the race off for me somebody else will finish it. Now, if we read between the lines on this story, is that calculated decisions, slow, calculated decisions will win every time. Not cocky, not boastful, not fast movements. If we know we have projects, we have things coming up, let's make the adequate time now to plan, to assure ourselves success. And even if it's not successful in our books, it shows universe again that we are ready to receive our blessings at all times. So slow down. Slow down, you have time. Slow down and get it right now. Build yourself, show yourself approved, do the necessary work so that when it's your time at the plate, you can hit that home run. So I close this reading on Father's Wolf Pack with the open heart space. Truly, and I pray that all of us will take this information with a grain of salt and apply it to our lives. That we see the importance of the present and utilize it at its full capacity. Getting our rest, getting our necessary rest, creating the balance, finding the unionship, deepening our relationship with the universe so that we can move forward, so that we can overcome those obstacles that have held us up. I hope that we all walk fearlessly and operate from open heart, open mind space, going with the flow. For those that like to be in control of everything, speaking from experience, just go with the flow. Don't be argumentative with others. Let the energies just go past. When it comes up, just let it go past. Hear it or don't hear it. You choose. But I hope that this message has been encouraging. Once again, you can follow me on social media platforms, DVT_ENT on IG. And then I want to say I have a Facebook page that I will be working on too as well. And there's going to be other things on the West. But I appreciate those that have listened. Maybe not entirely, but I hope that any of this information that you have heard has been uplifting and can be used to propel you to your higher self. Hope that it brings about ways to transform yourself to your higher self and to heal from traumas. This is Papa Wolf Olokun Fumiola checking in. I'm checking out.